Hi, I'm David James and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV, the Everton fan channel, with me, Ped. We're doing the Everton and Liverpool combined 11 for the Redmen. I think you're going to be a little bit unhappy when you see the team, to be honest, Reds. But I can only say what I think is going to be what would be the best team from my point of view. Starting with the goalkeeper, to be honest, if I had my choice, I would probably have neither of Everton or Liverpool's goalkeeper. But I think that Tim Howard's probably just got the edge over Mignolet. He didn't have a very good season last season. I don't think Adam had a very good season last season. But Tim Howard started the season pretty well. And obviously I'm a little bit biased, But if anyone who's ever watched any of our videos before, I'm certainly not someone who loves Tim Howard. So it was a bit of a hard decision. But I can only go with, what I see every week. So I think Tim Howard will get in there in the goalkeeper. The right back position, again, it's a weird one this because Liverpool don't necessarily play with a right back every week. Klein's come in, he's done okay, but he's been playing at wing back, so it's hard to judge whether he can do what he did for Southampton. But we've got Seamus Coleman and he's great, and we only paid 60 grand for him. So how can you argue with that? Let's be honest, you'd all love him. You'd all love him. You would, wouldn't you? Come on, you would. Centre back. See, the thing about centre backs is I can't split them. They're a pair, and it just so happens that we've got the best pair in the land. So what am I going to do? I mean, we've got Phil Jagielka, who is fantastic captain, fantastic no nonsense centre back. He also scores absolute worldies at the cop end. That 99 out of 1,000. Say no more. You know what I'm saying? Goes worldies at the cop end. When was the last time Scale did that? To be honest, never. So he's in there, and as I say, pairs. And let's be honest, John Stones on his own is better than Liverpool's combined back four. So John Stones, he is like the $60 million man, that £60 million man, really. Let's be honest. Money can't buy him. So he's got to be in there. He's classy on the ball. He's a good defender. He reads the game. For a player of his age, he reads the game miles ahead of anyone else. So he is in there as well. Left back, Mourinho. No, only messing. It's Brandon Galloway, obviously. Again, another absolute class Everton young player. He's only getting better and better and better. Leighton Baines may have got in there, but Galloway's just so good at the moment that no one's even talking about Leighton Baines. So Brendan Galloway's in there. Into the midfield, playing two-hole midfield. Reds, this one's for you. Couldn't quite decide which one though. Is it Scrappy Doo, John Henderson, the faux hard man? He's won the and on the front of FIFA 16 trophy, so that's good. It's either him or James Milner. I like James Milner. I must admit, I do like James Milner. I've always liked James Milner. I think he's someone who is, when he was at Manchester City, was always looked over, but yet when he played, was probably their best player. Fantastic signing on a free transfer. I think he's someone who should play for England regularly as well. So I think he's definitely in there. So I'll put Milner ahead of Henderson because Henderson's probably broke a fingernail or something. That's why he's out injured. He's in there with James McCarthy, who, again, fantastic player. Does probably a lot of the stuff that Milner does, a lot of the running around, breaking things up, stopping, and then giving the ball to better players on the pitch. But both do a really, 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 really top-notch job in modern football. Ahead of them, Ross Barkley. I think you'd all agree Ross Barkley's in fantastic form. Local lad as well. So he's got to be in the team. He's someone who can... I think everyone always thought he was this number 10 player, but I think when he does play deeper, he can pick the ball up and run with it, or use the ball a lot better. When he's playing the number 10 position at times, he gets caught with a lot of people around him and doesn't always have the time and space to do what he wants to do. But when he plays deeper, I think you see a lot more of him. So he would definitely be in that midfield as well, alongside Coutinho, who I think is just absolutely fantastic player. I think what you'd have to do is play Coutinho in a little number 10, maybe play Barkley a little bit deeper with Milner and James McCarthy, because I think he can do that. Coutinho is a brilliant player playing between the lines. You know, there's no natural width in this team, so maybe the full-backs would have to offer that, but having those players in there, Coutinho, you know, you can see what he does. You know, he's a little magician with the ball, moves it well, fantastic strike. You know, he's got Liverpool out of many a dark position with some of his finishing, so he's definitely in the side. Up front, Daniel Sturridge, you know, absolutely class centre forward when he plays. His injury record is not very good, but you know that's not his fault. Certainly not Liverpool's fault. On his day, he's a top class finisher, absolute top class. So he would have to be in the team. You know, he scores all kinds of goals, and obviously we've seen a couple of years ago, you know, how effective he was with Suarez, that almost took Liverpool to the title. And he would be up there with Romelu Lukaku, who, you know, sometimes he looks like the laziest player in the world, but then goes and scores a couple of goals. That's just the kind of player he is. He comes alive when he gets the box. He regularly hits the target when he gets a chance, and scores a lot of goals. You know, he scores a lot of goals. Okay, price tag might be quite high, 28 million, but he does score a hell of a lot of goals for you know, think about it these days. What does 28 million pound get you? Doesn't get you much. Might get you a couple of plays from the Championship the way it's going. So yes, my combined Everton-Liverpool team is a little bit Everton heavy, but I just think that's because we're better. So thanks for joining us here over on Toffee TV. If you liked what you've seen, make sure you subscribe to us. Make sure you subscribe to the Redmen as well. Make sure you leave your comments below. I'm sure you will. You'll find us on Twitter at ToffeeTV1. Come over, have your say. Abuse us again. I'm sure you will. But just thanks for joining us anyway, and we'll see you soon.
I'll go to the Derby game. What it'll go is, what a tip Brendan Rodgers in is get him out of our fucking club.
No. That's the thing. I must admit, yous are in a, well, no, you're not in a win-win situation because you just want to win the fucking game, but you're in a double win situation that, like, yous could be